Hello there, my stamping friends. It is Tammy with Stamp and Scrap Tammy with a Facebook Live. Finally, I'm live again. It's been about a month. And I'm so excited to be here today. So we'll see how this goes. I'm a little bit nervous. I was so good about just hopping on and not even thinking about it anymore because I have been doing them so consistently. But wow, taking a month off is really having me reboot and kind of bringing those nerves back. But I think I have it all set up right for us today, and I'm really excited to share with you a very simple, successful stamping card once again today. And it is part of an offer. If you would like to purchase a card kit for it, you can certainly do that. It's 8 of the exact same card. Now, of course, you can switch it out a little bit and really make it your own, but I'll provide the supplies for you for 8 card setups. So that's an offer that is something I've been doing the last few months, and it's been going over really well. Of course, you can just purchase it, or if you'd like to place an order, you can do that as well. Maybe you want to take advantage of Celebration. That's an option right now too. That is ending so soon. So with missing out on our lives, I do feel like I really missed out on sharing with you the full experience of Celebration, where you can get free items with every purchase. But thank you for all of you who have supported me, even though I had to take a little month detour. And our Facebook Lives going forward will be inconsistent times. Hopefully I can find a consistent time moving forward, but for now it'll just be kind of willy-nilly when I can squeeze it in. So thank you all so much for being here today, whether you're watching live, the replay on Facebook, maybe you're watching over on YouTube with the video shared there. But I'm going to get down to the work surface, and we're going to share today the Flowering Tulip stamp set. I made a wonderful One Sheet Wonder card class last week for Card Club, and I'll share with you those cards as well as some really stepped up fancy cards from our retreat last month that Gail Connolly shared from Valley Stamper. She did a kind of like an extreme class, what did we call it? A fancy class by Gail when we do retreats. And there's spring retreat coming up in April. I've got a one-day spring fest in April. So really make sure you're on the email list. You can join that up above, or contact me. I can get you on there. Stay tuned on the Facebook page for all the upcoming events. March, just regular things going on, but April will be amping it up with some really fun spring things happening. So anyways, let's get down to it. Welcome all of you. I'm going to see if anybody is watching. I sure hope so. And again, maybe you're watching the replay too. I'm going to try to transition down here smoothly. There we go. Okay, look at the pretty products we're using today. So hello, I'm seeing some highs. I appreciate that. All right, and I'm going to try to log on over here on my computer. So again, it's been a month, so we're going to see how this goes. Hopefully, we can move along fairly smoothly. I'm going to make sure we're here. We are. That's wonderful. Okay. All right, it is all set to go. So Flowering Tulips, this is the card we're going to make today. I've shared a picture of it recently. I just love this card setup. So look at this beautiful, beautiful card. I'm going to make it today as a thank you card. I'm using the Flowering Tulips stamp set. I'm not mixing in the dies. I want to keep this very simple today. These dies, I would say, are more for an avid crafter. Of course, if you're a beginner and you're wanting to step things up a little bit, the dies that go with this are beautiful. They make gorgeous, gorgeous flowers, and especially if you're a tulip lover. If you are from Minnesota, you're probably getting a little antsy for spring. We had a snowstorm yesterday, and it's kind of lingering in my driveway today because it blew and drifted back in after, of course, I had it all shoveled. But, you know, that's the way it goes when you live here in Minnesota. All right, so Flowering Tulip stamp set today. I love the sentiments in that, and that's what I try to focus on when I do my Card Club class or any of my to-go card kits, is stamp sets that have great sentiments so that even if you don't have this stamp set, you're going to have success when you purchase a Stamp and Scrap Tammy card kit. Okay. Celebration, again, this ends at the end of the month, so this only goes until next Monday. So if any of these things are appealing to you and you haven't yet gotten your hands on them, make sure you do that by next Monday. You get an item per $50. Some of them are, you know, per 100, but you can see that when you either log in online or look at your catalog. Let me share with you the other products. We've got this Flowering Fields paper. Of course, I have a sampler for this, and I couldn't find it. It's all packed away from card class. We had card class at the Comfort Inn event room last week, which was fabulous. So if you're local to me and want to join in a card class, stay tuned on the Facebook page, get on the email list, and you get notifications for that as they're happening. All right, aren't these beautiful? Let's look at the other side too. Can't miss that. Beautiful different patterns on the other side. And probably one of my favorite things in this whole mini catalog are these brushed brass butterflies. The great thing about these is not only are they just beautiful, but they're flat, so they're perfect for mailing. And then also this ribbon to die for. It's a window pane check ribbon. So those are the supplies we're using today. I will go through the measurements as we go, as I remember them. Again, it's been a while, so we'll see if I can remember things here. And then at the end, I'm going to share with you a whole bunch of cards. The rest of them from the One Sheet Wonder, and then those stepped up fancy cards from Valley Stamper, Gail Connolly. All right, so I am starting with some thick, basic white paper. I've got it cut 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let's just fold it in half. Use our bone fold. Looks like I've got some remaining parts from a different project. I got some dimensional backs. I got a little bit of ribbon, all kinds of things here. All right, and then next I've got some petal pink. And we have got that measured at, let me see here, let's see if I can remember measurements on the fly. We've got that measured at, let's see, 4 by 5 1/4 here. I'll try to go back and write these measurements out in the posting. I didn't have enough time beforehand. And then this is just 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So a nice square piece of designer series paper. In the card kits, I will be mixing up the papers to get a few different patterns in there for you as well. But this one worked great for the One Sheet Wonder, which you'll see at the end of the video here today. I'm going to place that towards the bottom of the card, leaving about 1/4 of an inch around. And then next what we're going to do is add in some ribbon. So I'm just building up my card. We'll do the stamping last, and you'll see just how simple this layout is. Let's just snip that off there. So this is going to be one of those nice simple bows. The bow without the bow is what we're going for here. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just put this over so it's like almost adds as like a little divider from the designer series to the cardstock. I'm going to use just a little piece of regular tape, only kind of tape that I use other than our Stampin' Up! Adhesives. Just some regular tape to adhere my ribbon there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just place that right on top of my card front to get it out of the way. And then we'll finish off the bow in just a minute. So here I just have regular Stampin' Seal. Stampin' Seal Plus, also a good option. And let's just adhere that to our basic white. And let's get off that adhesive that I just got on my nicely cleaned counter. I have not, since I haven't done a live in a month, I have kind of had a little bit of a mess on this counter. I will be quite honest with you. Okay, and then I'm going to just snip off a little piece here. So when I say I've taken the month off, I guess that's not totally true. We've had 2 card classes, we had retreat, I've had lots of card kits to go. We've had some beautiful card kits to go. I'm hoping to do like some one-time offer, you know, like a flash type sale of some of those if I get time to make some up, because I just loved them all so much and such a great response. Do you see how I did that? I just slid that ribbon under there, tied a little knot. There you go. Bada boom, bada bing. You have got a beautiful, simple, successful ribbon. So if you are not a bow tire, that's no big deal. But now maybe you are a bow tire. So then if you want to have like a regular bow, just tie a bow. And then what you would do, I would still put my ribbon across that way. Okay, let's just pretend you want a regular bow. Or maybe we could just do a regular bow. I don't know. See, look at that. Then you've got a regular bow, a traditional bow. And just snip your ends off however large you want them to be. Maybe you want it to be floppy. You could do that too. And then you would just attach it with a glue dot right there. So you got a couple options there. Or just skip it all together and just leave it that way too. So whatever you prefer, lots of ways to do things. Now, next, look, I mean, it's like almost done in about 2 minutes. So I'm going to bring my Stampin' Pierce mat. So because the stamp set for the flowering tulips, let me show you that one more time, is a photopolymer. See, it's photopolymer. Whoa, I used a lot of stamps out of there. So what we do want to do is we want to have a little cushion for our stamping. So this is our Stampin' Pierce emboss mat. And I've used my layering circle dies. So I've got the scallop in Evening Evergreen. So I'm going to stamp in Evening Evergreen. If you can't see, maybe the video might show this looking black, but the color in this ribbon is basic white and Evening Evergreen in the window pane ribbon. And so I will get Evening Evergreen ink. Now, on this card, I use the sentiment, let today be the start of something new. Of course, that's a great sentiment, but maybe you need a thank you card. So in my layering circle, I'm going to just make this a thank you card. So the stamps in here, very versatile. Now, if you don't have this stamp set, you'll see here very quickly how you can make this into something else. You can make this into a thinking of you, a happy birthday, really anything that's going to fit in a nice round circle here is going to work great for your sentiment. And let's just tap that down from there. And well, maybe you want to see how the other one stamps as long as I'm stamping. I always, whenever I do a Facebook Live, I like to have an extra little sentiment piece to stamp on just in case we got a little mishap on the first one. So you'll see here, I didn't check if this needed to be rigged. Looks like it's okay. And straight up, straight down. Again, the Stampin' Pierce Emboss mat is for a little cushion. Our red rubber stamps already have the cushion built into them, so it's not necessary for those. But for the photopolymer, it's very nice. It gives you a more crisp image when you stamp. So if you're ever having trouble with your images stamping crisp, first, make sure your ink pad is inky. You know, it's got a lot of ink on it, that it's juicy, not that it is maybe dull or hasn't been re-inked in a while. And then also try the Stampin' Pierce Emboss mat. Or Stampin' Pierce, it's not an emboss mat, Stampin' Pierce mat. I'm thinking my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. I'm thinking lots of things today. All right, so now let's just adhere this with regular adhesive. Into our scallop circle. And next what I'm going to do is get some dimensionals out and get this adhered to the front. We'll add some of those beautiful brass butterflies. I maybe should have had the larger dimensionals, but since this is such a quick card, I got to make the video last a little longer. All right, so I'm so happy that those that have been able to join, make sure that if you're here, tell me hello. Maybe what you've been up to this last month. Have you been stamping? I sure hope so. Just because I haven't been here doesn't mean that the stamping can't go on. All right, and now let's open up a brand new package, how lucky am I, of the Brushed Brass Butterflies. I know I have some of these open someplace, but you know, it's not that I'm not going to use another package, so I might as well just open them up. All right, and so next I'm going to put 5. Let's go crazy. Let's do 5. And there are 2 different sizes, so I'm going to use a few of both. So we'll put 3 up there, and then let's have a few down here as well. And how simple is that? That finishes off our card. So super simple, successful stamping card. This is part of the card kit to go. So if you'd like to get 8 of this card setup, I will vary the designer series papers. That way it'll give you a little variety of what's in that paper pack, the Flowering Fields paper. But all the rest of the supplies will be the same. So if you want to get your hands and check out these brass butterflies, that would be a great option too, is to get the card kit. You can purchase it outright. Just click the link above if you're on Facebook, below if you're on YouTube, and you can get the details for that. I'm not sure right off the top of my hand the cost of it, so I don't want to say that without knowing. But shipping is included in the cost of it. Or if you go ahead and click on my ordering link, you can order from Stampin' Up! Directly through my ordering link, and I'll just send them to you. So use that link. It has the host code already attached to it. If you are placing a large order, do not use the host code if it's over $150. Claim those rewards for yourself. I will still see the order come through, and I will make sure that you get this card kit. All right. And of course, you can contact me too. If you're not sure about that online stuff, the ordering, all that, just shoot me a message, an email, a Facebook message. You could even give me a call. Sometimes it takes me a few days to get back to you. But I can do it for you. It's not a problem at all. Sometimes that online stuff's a little bit scary. All right, so let me share with you the rest of the cards from the One Sheet Wonder. We did a One Sheet Wonder. It was 9 cards, all using one piece of designer series paper. So of course this was one of them. I'm not going to go in any particular order, but I'll share with you all 9 of them, as long as they're all here. I just grabbed the stack, so I'm hoping that they're all here. Look at this beautiful card. I love it. Thinking I'm going to have to make a little video on just the cards, like a reel or whatever they call those on Instagram and on TikTok, you know, where they share them all at one time. I think you can do it on Facebook now too. I think I've actually done that. All right, so this one is great. This is from, I'm not sure the name of it, but like a one-time offer thing. It's an online offer only. It's a die cut from that. It's very, very cute. So I added that for one of our cards. This may be my second favorite of the whole bunch. I loved adding this Mossy Meadow behind. It just paired really nice with its Pear Pizzazz ink that I have here, and then Evening Evergreen, just all the different variations of the greens. I love that. And it made that a thank you. And this lovely card, let's put it the right direction. Look at that. So if you've done a one sheet wonder with me before, these layouts probably look awfully familiar. And this is probably, gosh, I think I just said this is my favorite about 4 times. I like this layout too. This is a real fun layout as well. So do make sure you're on my email list, and I will probably share with you the one sheet wonder template again. I didn't like totally update it with all the new ones here, but I do still have the template. It's wonderful. It's like the best template I've ever used. And this was the 3rd time I used it. It was quite exciting. So let's just tie that back up. And I've got just an amazing set of cards now to send to my friends and family and all those wonderful people around me. And by the way, thank you for all of you that have been around me this last month. You guys have been just fabulous. I can't thank you enough for all the support. So although I haven't been doing a lot of stamping, you all have really come through for me and really have meant a lot to me the last month through just being busy and crazy and not being able to do things like I wanted to. All right, so these cards, this was one of my cards as well. I think I shared this with you. I'd used this layout with different designer series papers that Magnolia or whatever it is, one of the celebration papers I shared with you actually at the beginning of January, but then I also made it into with a bunch of different designer series papers. So this was a card that I designed, and then we'll move into 4 cards from Gail Connolly. So ready or not, these cards are going to knock your socks off. So this is kind of a variation of this as well. She just had a few more layers, and the strips here are more thin. Mine were 1 inch. These look like they're a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch. So beautiful card by Gail Connolly. And here you're going to see the tulip dies. Look at those. Isn't that pretty? So if you like to do lots of layering, lots of bits and pieces, and then she's got the inside with just a little scrap that was left over. I mean, just absolutely outstanding. I love that. And then, I don't know the name of this, but the one with the windmill. Look at this layout. Isn't that fun? Oh my goodness, I didn't even see the bike in there. Like, oh man. So it is quite the treat. If you take part in the spring retreat, you have the option to add on Gail's class. So spring retreats, it's the last weekend in April. It is on the email. I haven't done a lot of promoting for it just yet. It's to come, but it is on the weekly email. I finally got that weekly email out on a Tuesday. Wasn't that something? So if you got that, I hope you enjoyed it. I shared actually, you know what? Actually, the measurements for today's cards are the tutorial that I shared this last week. So I'll have to look back for that to share with everybody that's just watching the live. And then the last card, look at this one. See, they also move. I want to be careful because I don't want to break them, but just beautiful, beautiful cards. And so that is all I have to share with you today. Although not all, I mean, this was a lot that I shared in this short amount of time, under 25 minutes, actually probably right on the nose because I was just a couple minutes late getting started because I had to let the little puppy out, All right, everybody. So I'm not going to tell you for sure when I'm going to be back again with another live. I am sure hoping that I can make it back next week again to share with you a fun project. I've got lots of stuff going on in my head of what I want to make and create and projects I want to share with you. So I'm hoping to get to that sometime next week, but no promises, day or time, but I will do my best to get back to you live. Thank you again, everybody, for all of your support and coming to watch me today for the live or the replay. Take care, everybody. See you later.